Hello and welcome, Essex County College family. This is the Virtual Cafe, powered by Student Life and Activities. Today's episode number 92 is Returning Student Scholarships for Spring 2023. You might notice the last video that we did was Returning Student Scholarships for Fall 2022. We like to do these videos the most because they help you out, and these are the most viewed videos that we have on all of our social media channels. So we thank you for accessing these videos to help us help yourself. Today's video will be up later today on YouTube in case you need anything repeated, or for those that may have missed a video. All of this awesome information about Spring 2023 scholarships will be available on SLAO Essex's YouTube channel. That's SLAO Essex. Check it out on YouTube. We thank you all for joining us today. We hope that you and your families are doing well as always. Today, we are talking about returning student scholarships for spring 2023. We have a few of them available for this semester, this upcoming semester. So if you are going to be a registered student taking classes at Essex in the spring 2023, you are definitely glad, and we are glad that you tuned in today. So in the words of my favorite YouTuber, Mr. Raffle Waffles, this is your no-nonsense ultimate guide to returning student scholarships, Essex County College. We're going to jump right into it. All right, folks, our application deadline for spring 2023 returning student scholarships is December 9th, 2022. Okay, December 9th is the absolute last day that you have to hand everything in or get it digitally to Mr. Graham this year, December 9th, 2022, in red. I hope you remember. You're going to be submitting your applications via Google Forms. Your links will be sent via your Essex student email. You're going to need to email one letter of recommendation. That's it. One letter of recommendation is required to jgraham1@essex.edu. That's Mr. Graham. The SLAO Foundation is the only scholarship out of the ones offered for this next semester that requires 2 letters of recommendation. So every other scholarship is just one letter of recommendation. You can use that same letter for all of these scholarships. Once again, everything is getting emailed to you via your Essex email, and this year's form is a Google form. Awardees will be notified during the second week of the spring semester and must be registered for courses at the time of the award. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have an upcoming schedule for spring 2023 at Essex County College, and you are eligible for these awards. And you will be notified during the second week of the spring semester. Okay, so that will be in January. All right, now we're getting to our scholarships. Here's number 1. The Academic Engagement Scholarship. You're going to need a 3.0 GPA or better. You need to be a new or returning student. New students must submit a copy of their high school transcript because you wouldn't have a GPA yet because you haven't finished the semester. You're going to need to demonstrate financial need, and you're going to need to be active in campus activities and or community service. This is the Academic Engagement Scholarship. Moving on, number 2, the Connie Woodruff Memorial Scholarship. You must be enrolled in Essex County College's nursing program, must be a single mother, must be a resident of Newark. You must have demonstrated academic promise and performance, and you must exemplify perseverance and success through personal challenges. Whenever you see something like that in the requirements for a scholarship, that means you demonstrate in your essay. So if they ask you to talk about your personal challenges, your academic promise and performance, you can list awards that you've received for your academic promise and performance, but for the personal challenges, that is where you and your creative juices get to shine in your essay. You get to talk about your life, all that good stuff, all that bad stuff, and let them know why you need this money. All right, this is the Connie Woodruff Memorial Scholarship. We are moving on. Scholarship number 3. Here it is. The Frank Dillon Primerica Scholarship. Only 2 requirements. You need a GPA of 2.5 or higher. And you need to demonstrate financial need, again, done in your essay. Primerica is a giant corporation, like I said on our last scholarship walkthrough. No reason that anybody here should not be applying for the Frank Dillon Primerica Scholarship. I know if you tuned into our session today, that you all have at least a 2.5, probably way better than that. So everybody, if you're keeping track of which scholarships you should be applying for, every single person in this room should be applying for the Frank Dillon Primerica Scholarship. All right. Moving on, number 4. This is our SLAO Foundation Scholarship. This is the only one that requires an additional letter of recommendation. Now, in the past, we've required 2 letters of recommendation for every single scholarship. That is no longer the case. You just need to hand in 1. And this is the only exception to the rules now, the SLAO Foundation Scholarship. So you're going to need a minimum GPA of 3.0 or better. You're going to need to be enrolled in science or math. You're going to need to demonstrate financial need. Again, that's done in your essay. And you're going to need 1 recommendation that must be from a faculty member and the other from a community leader, employer, church leader, church representative. So 2 recommendations for the SLAO Foundation. Your normal one must be from a faculty member at Essex County College, and the other must be from a community leader, employer, church leader, deacon, priest, whoever may monitor your work with the church. Okay, that's the SLAO Foundation Scholarship. Our next scholarship is the Sarah Earl Donald Ryan Memorial Scholarship. You're going to need to demonstrate a high financial need. Again, in your essay, let them fingers fly. You're going to need to demonstrate a high degree of scholastic achievement and effort with a minimum GPA of 3.0. That's just a fancy way of saying you need a nice GPA of 3.0. And you must be enrolled full-time. So if you're part-time, this one is not for you. This is the Sarah Earl Donald Ryan Memorial Scholarship. And here is our next, and I believe last scholarship for this season. It is the Student Affairs College Success Scholarship. You need to have a minimum 2.0 GPA. You need to be registered full-time or part-time for the semester the scholarship is offered. You must be able to demonstrate current financial need, and you must have completed the FAFSA for the current academic year. That is the Student Affairs College Success Scholarship, and that was the last one. Okay, we have with us today Mr. Jamil Graham, Director of Student Life and Activities. He is going to be taking you to the other side of our scholarship application process, the application itself. So we just told you about all of the scholarship available. Now Mr. Graham is going to walk you through how to fill out the scholarship application, where you'll be able to find it, what it looks like, all that good stuff. Mr. Graham, you are live and ready to go, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ott. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for the scholarship workshop. We put a lot of work into putting this presentation together on behalf of Mr. Ott, and we've worked to simplify the application process as much as possible. So as Mr. Ott previously mentioned, you will only be required to have 1 letter of recommendation for each scholarship, with the exception of the SLAO Foundation Scholarship, which still requires 2 letters of recommendation. In order to access the scholarship applications, you will have to access them via a link, which will take you to Google Forms. The link will be sent to you via email. However, at this current time, I will show you all what it will look like. I will send you an email with a link. It will be a tiny URL, so it'll be nice and short. Once you copy and paste it into your browser, it'll bring you to the scholarship application. When I send the email, I will also attach the criteria for each scholarship and all the instructions that you will run into within the application. So for instance, if we're looking at the Frank Dillon Primerica Scholarship, as Mr. Ott previously stated, a 2.5 GPA or higher, demonstrate financial need, which you have the opportunity to do within the application, and your 1 letter of recommendation, which will be emailed to me. You'll enter your Essex County email address. All right. Complete it with your name and so on and so forth. your student ID number, telephone number, right? All simple so far. Date of birth, right? Gender, or however you choose to identify. The degree you'll be receiving upon graduation. Your major, GPA, and then this is when you'll get the opportunity to start talking about your financial need, your academic and professional goals, and any awards you may have received that you think are noteworthy. So in the email that I send, I will also contain anything that you may have to write about so that you can have the opportunity to think about it separately before you access the application. So you would enter your response, right? So you'll have the questions in advance. You'll have the opportunity to work on it. If you wanted to, you could copy and paste from a Word document if you were working on it. And then click next, right? And then basically, once you complete that, you are done, with the exception of the fact that you must have your letter or letters of recommendation emailed to me at jgram1@essex.edu. Again, we reiterate what the scholarship deadline is, which will be Friday, December 9th, 2022. No late submissions will be accepted. Your recommendation letters will be due no later than the same day. All right. If you don't meet this criteria, we won't consider it. All right. So for instance, if we go back, and this one has a very minimal criteria, but if you didn't meet that, right, your application won't be considered. All right. And if you fail to have your letter of recommendation sent, and I will give advance notice as far as I can, I can't notify you on December 9th if you just submitted on December 9th about not having the letter of recommendation. But in advance, you can check with me. You can follow up. I'll send you a heads up as time permits that I haven't received any letters of recommendation prior to the deadline. But if it's not there by the deadline, your application will be considered incomplete. All right. And if you have any trouble, reach out. We can try to help you follow up with your professors. And once you are completely satisfied with your responses, ensure that your information that you've entered is accurate, then you can just submit. So in this case, I've completed that aspect of it, and I just need to make sure that my recommendation letter gets there in advance. So again, the writing portions, right, such as the 250-word essay, what it is about, you will receive these in the email that I send at the conclusion of this workshop. All right. So one of the benefits of attending the workshop is that you get access to everything that you need to work on first. Regarding accessing your GPA, I'm not sure if you can do it through your MyECC, but you can do it through your web services, which you can also access from the college website. You have to sign in by entering secure area. So that's your ID number and your 6-digit PIN. You would log in, you would go under student and financial aid. You would click student records, and then you could click academic transcript or levels. And once you click submit, it will show you your unofficial transcript. We used to require you to submit this. We don't anymore. And then the GPA is on there. Right? When you transfer in, doesn't affect the GPA. It would just be your performance at the institution.
All right. We want to thank Mr. Graham, Director of Student Life and Activities, for doing this workshop with us today. We know a lot about what we have to do for our spring 2023 returning student scholarships at Essex. If you missed any portion of this video or need to rewatch it again, it will be up on our YouTube channel, SLAO Essex. That's youtube.com/SLAO Essex. It is in the chat as well. This video will be available there later today for you to access and watch however many times that you need. Remember, the deadline for all of this is December 9th, 2022. Don't necessarily wait until December 9th to do it all. You know, the earlier, the better, the less of a headache it will be for you and for Student Life and Activities as well. So please get that stuff done as soon as possible. Your letters of recommendation, you want to start reaching out now to your professors. Don't wait until December 8th to do it, because they're going to need some time. They might need a week or two. So that's going to be one of the most time-consuming aspects of getting your scholarship application done. As you can see, the application itself, it's pretty easy. It shouldn't take you longer. You know, the essay is going to be the longest thing you do. Just leave some time to get the letter of recommendation from whoever you're asking from. You want to give them at least, 2-3 weeks if you can, which you have the time to do so now. You have about 4 weeks. So start asking for a letter of recommendation now. That way you can get the idea in the person's head and give them a due date that's way before December 9th. So you can get it back and you can get it to Mr. Graham. All right, we hope that you and your families are doing well during this time and all times. Thank you for tuning into the Virtual Cafe. We will catch you next time. Join us next week on November 8th for campus trivia right here. Same day of the week, same time. We'll have awesome prizes. All you got to do is name the different locations on campus that we show you on screen. All right, we hope that you all stay safe. We will catch you all next time. Take care.